difficult at first because you had to adapt to a new learning environment, like learning at home. So obviously the teaching styles would be different, and you're at home and not at school, so you need to kind of discipline yourself more. So at first I was kind of like, oh wow, well since it's at home, I can just, put on my pajamas and go into school. But I quickly realized that that really doesn't work because assignments start to pile up, and then since you feel like you're at home when you want to go to school, you want to feel like you're actually working. So I would fall asleep in class and stuff in my pajamas and everything and working on my bed. So what I did is that I started to be more professional. So at home I made my own home office. I would have some jazz in the background, a little cup of coffee next to my desk, so I can feel professional and actually feel like I'm working. So I'd make my room and stuff, and then I'd also wear clothes, that like a uniform kind of, so I could feel professional really. And then not only that, it's that you also have to discipline yourself more. So before, the teacher would tell you often, like you'd enter class and the teacher would be like, oh, remember you have this assignment. But now since you're at home and you don't really have the luxury of having that, so you need to manage yourself. So I had to come up with ways that I can organize myself more. I used to be not as organized before. When I was in first and second form, I would do the generic thing that everyone would tell you. So I would go and try to use the school homework book, but that didn't work for me. So I ended up just picking up random pieces of paper, writing it down, stuffing it in my bag for me never to find it. So I wasn't doing my homework. It was affecting my grades. But I found out that, I used to just tell myself, I'm not organized, but it's really that no one's not organized. It's just that you haven't found how to organize yourself. I started to, examine myself and realize, hey, when I'm at school, I'm not very responsive to to having that little schedule on the back of your book. So, the 9 o'clock, go to this class. And I took note of that, and then I realized I was more responsive to bells at school. Or I also realized that the normal homework book isn't working for me. So I took note of that. With this realization, I started, instead of having that schedule, I would have tons of alarms on my phone. So it would tell me when to do things, and that would keep me organized and in check. And then I also made my own homework book, so it would be the own way I like it. So I would put symbols next to my homework. So one symbol would be urgently to do it, another would be, you can take your time. I was experimenting with a bunch of different things since I was finding my organization around this time. So I tried using popsicle sticks. So I'd write down what I needed to do on a popsicle stick, and then when I was done, I'd put the popsicle sticks in a special bin, all my to-do popsicle sticks, and then I could really see what I needed to do versus what I could do, what I've done, and that really was very satisfying. But I found that the popsicle sticks really weren't for me. So then I tried, writing things in a book. So I would write, okay, so I have this math test, and then just scroll it out once I'm done. And then I also found that wasn't really for me until I found, whiteboards. The whiteboards were for me, so I could have it right in front of my desk. Oh, there goes an alarm. Yeah, get ready to wake up. That's what I mean. And you could hear that I even use different alarm tones because I like to hear that alarm. That hurricane alarm is for extremely urgent things. And then I have an alarm for exercising and stuff. You can actually use technology to your advantage. So I started using things like Microsoft OneNote, which is for taking notes. So I realized taking notes in real life it's not my thing. And then when I tried taking notes online, they were so much better. And then I also use an app called Trello, which is kind of like a to-do list. So I'd go and so you can go and write down what you need to do, and then you can just delete it when you're done. It's really about finding what you can do to organize yourself. So experiment with things. I know a lot of, there's this generic thing that you should have a schedule and, just, write your things in a homework book, but that doesn't work for everyone because everyone is built different. People would think, I'm born special, that I'm able to do these things at my age, but it's just because I found out how to be organized. In terms of the online learning, I did a lot of courses, online courses, throughout the quarantine because I wanted to keep busy. I am currently pursuing a professional certificate in computer science for game development and design. I realized that I don't have much to do, so I decided to do my online Harvard courses. Right now, free courses until December. And in that also gave me more of a college mindset. And I find that with online, it's a whole, you can do whatever with online, and there's tons of free courses out there. So you should always try to do something. If you aren't really doing anything, go online, find a course, and it really will take you places, I guarantee.